Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. You might notice a couple things today. So first of all, I have a new apron. It's not laying quite right, but that's okay. Hopefully it won't bother too many people. Anyways, I made this for Valentine's Day, and I have a whole bunch of them. They're seasonal. They're kind of fun. I like making aprons once in a while. I also made some curtains with some fabric I had laying around. So I'm hoping this helps with the glare. You probably can't see it because the sun's still shining through, but regardless, we're trying to make some improvements. Anyways, I hope it's noticeable. Today, I'm going to do something very fun. This is a very simple thing that you can make at home that your family's going to love. I know my family loves it, and I got this when I was out at Lehman's in Ohio, but you can order these other places. You can also order this online at Lehman's, and it came with a recipe. So does anybody know what we're making today? Give you a couple seconds to guess. All right, we are making Spaetzel. So Spaetzel is a German noodle, and they're kind of small, and I believe that it means sparrow because they're kind of shaped like little birds. So that's what this is for. You put the dough in here and then you go back and forth like this, and it makes the little Spaetzel noodles. But if you don't have one of these, that's perfectly fine. I will show you an alternative, but basically you just use a rubber spatula and a colander if it has larger holes, or you can use like a cheese grater. That works also. Anything that has holes in it that you can get the little shapes out of. That's basically all you're wanting. This is a super easy recipe to make, and so we're gonna do that now. Now, this is the recipe that was I got this at Lehman's with the Spaetzel maker. And it's a great recipe, so we're just gonna go ahead and use this. And I also have a pot of water over here that I'm gonna bring up to a boil as soon as I get this all together and made. The things that you're gonna need is some milk. You need 4 eggs. You need flour and some salt, and that's about it. So this is a really basic recipe, things that you probably already have at home. And when you taste homemade noodles, if you've never tasted homemade noodles before, they're a game changer. Your family will want them all the time. So if you like doing homemade noodles, we can do more of these in the future. I have another handy, very simple, very rustic noodle tool that we can do at another time. So with that, let's go ahead and get busy. The first thing that we need to do is get 2 cups of flour. Now, yes, you can do this right on your counter. And yes, I have done it before, but I have butcher block counters, and sometimes they're a little stubborn to get sticky flour off of. Not that that really bothers me. I make my pie crust on it and everything else, but for the sake of ease for me to clean things up, I'm using a glass bowl. So in the bowl, we are going to mix together 2 cups of flour, and I keep it right in the cupboard right below me because this is where I bake, so it's just super easy. So let me get 2 cups of flour. And this is 2 cups of just all-purpose flour. It's fine. Unbleached if you have it is best, you know. You can use whole wheat. You can use whatever flour you want. I would not use like a self-rising flour. I don't think that would work relatively well for this, but you know, any other kind of regular flour is fine. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna kind of make a little well here in the center. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons of salt. I do have a teaspoon. A lot of times I just do the little pinch, and you know, we just season with our hearts here. I think we went over that in the last video, but just sprinkle your salt. This is sea salt. So if I don't have pink salt, I'll either have, you know, kosher salt or sea salt or the gray sea salt, anything other than iodized salt. You really don't want that in your diet, but that's a rabbit hole you can go down another time. Once you have that, we need 1/3 cup of milk. Now, don't judge me. This is store-bought milk, okay? I have a goat that's supposed to have her kids any day now, and this will cease to exist in this house. But for now, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And if what you gotta do is get store-bought milk, well, that's better than no milk at all. So, it is what it is. We're gonna pour that in. And the next thing and last thing we need is 4 eggs. And once again, they're store-bought eggs because it is January and it is frigid cold outside and my chickens are on strike. And that's fine. I give them time off. A lot of people don't know that in the winter, chickens will take time off. You know, they stop laying eggs. A chicken is born with every egg it's ever going to lay already in its ovum. And so if you want to, you can put a chicken under lights in the winter, and that forces them to lay because it tricks their mind into thinking that there's longer hours of daylight. Of course, if you put heat lamps in there, it keeps it nice and toasty, you know, with their bedding and everything, keeps their feet dry. Those are the most important things to a chicken when she's laying her eggs. But if you get your chicken to lay eggs all winter long, that just means she's going to stop laying eggs sooner in her life. So it's a handoff. I always let my girls take a break in the winter. However, I will complain about it because store-bought eggs are just not the same. All right, so now that we have our ingredients in the bowl, this is what they call a Polish whisk. I think there's other names for it. It's like a bread whisk or a dough whisk. I love this thing. You don't have to use it. You can just use a spoon or a spatula or a fork or whatever you have cooking. I will say if you use like a whisk like this, your dough is going to get stuck in here and it's going to be a pain in the butt. So, you know, a fork would probably be better than that, actually. But we're just going to go ahead and give this a mix. You do not want to over mix your dough. You just want it all to come together and be cohesive. Okay. There we go. Now there's lots of different ways to prepare your Spaetzel. We just like it with some butter, some nice good butter on there. You can add cheese, you can bake it, you can do all sorts of things, but we're pretty simple around here. So we just like, there we go. Yeah, we just like butter on ours, some butter and salt and pepper, and that's delicious. All right, now I'm gonna show you what this looks like. It should come off your spatula like this. So it's kind of moist and sticky. That's what you want. You don't want it runny, for sure. And you don't want it so stiff that you know, can't put it through your Spaetzel maker. And again, we're not overbeating it. So this is what it looks like, and that's perfectly fine. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get my water boiling, and as soon as it's boiling, I will show you how we get these noodles into the pot and then how we skim them off. All right, guys. While my water is coming to a boil, I wanted to go ahead and catch you up on the hard cider that we're making. So this did get, you can see from the jug that it's in, it got super excited and it went the whole way up to the top, and I had to clean out the airlocks in both of these jugs. So that's good. I have noticed that the airlock activity has pretty much quit. Now it's gonna go now, and that's because I'm jiggling it around, so it's doing what they call degassing. But there was a layer of bubbles. There's the finest layer right now still here at the top, but there was a thick layer for the longest time, and I noticed last night that it started to go away. Now this is going to clear, but I just want to, for the record, I want to check where we're at with our specific gravity. I want to see if it's still fermenting or what's going on with it. So we're going to go ahead and take off the airlock. All I can really smell is the yeast, because when it bubbled up, the yeast got stuck around there, but it doesn't smell bad or anything like that. I have my hydrometer in there, and I have my trusty turkey baster. Look at all that chunks of yeast got stuck on there. Now, this was at 1.042 specific gravity when we put it together. I'm hoping for this to go dry. So dry would be basically anything under 1. So that's what I'm hoping for. And right now it's looking super promising. Okay, let's see where we're at, shall we? So you can see how there's not much sticking out, so you know it's good. I gotta put it down though, so it's level. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely done. So we are at 0.994. So this is done. There can't be any more fermentation. Technically there really could be, but with using bread yeast, there can't. So the specific gravity of water is 1, I believe, but you can go down as far as 0.75 or 0.975, I think, something like that. But that would be in an extreme case. So anything below 1, I am totally comfortable bottling up. because I know that there's no more sugar in there for those yeasts to really digest. And unless I got a really aggressive yeast, there's nothing for it to eat, so it can't do anything. So at this, I'm like really, really excited. This has been a week exactly today. So this, see how fast this can go? But at this point, now that the fermentation process is done, it has a considerable least cake here at the bottom. Let me see if I can show you. You see all this sediment at the bottom? That's called a least cake. So it's sitting on the lees, and it also has all this yeast here up at the top. So what I'm gonna do, I have 2 more of these jugs over there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rack this to a clean jug so that it can clear out. And it'll be really amazing for you to see next week when you come back, because this is really hazy. This is really, really hazy. So it'll be really, really interesting for you guys to see how this clears up just by me racking it over and seeing how it is. Now, I'm gonna taste it because I wanna see where it's at. Now, I'm expecting this to not be like the most delicious thing I've ever tasted yet, because it is still really cloudy and it is very, very, very young. But we're gonna taste it. I have my trusty little Jim Beam shot glass over here. Just the tiniest bit, because again, I'm not expecting this to taste great at this point, but I just kind of want to see where it's at. It still smells a hair on the yeasty side. That'll clear up. I do smell apple, so that's good. So we're just going to go ahead and give it a little taste. Wow. That's surprisingly good. It's very apple. It's definitely dry. So that's, I mean, it's an apple with no sugar. That's exactly what it tastes like. It's really good, but it does taste really, really young. And it is, because it's only a week old. So at this point, like I said, we're gonna go ahead. I'm probably gonna wait until we get the Spaetzel made, and then I will rack this into another pitcher, and I will be back. Okay, we're over here at the stove, and the water is about to boil. So, of course, my hands are clean. I just washed it. I'm gonna take some of this batter, which is gonna be super sticky. And if it's sticky, just wet your hand. That's a trick with all dough. Just wet your hand and it won't stick. So we're gonna just get some of your Spaetzel dough and put it in there and get it ready to go. And it's not quite a rolling boil here yet, but it's okay. This Spaetzel maker has a little lip there. You can put it just like so. And I'm holding the handle on the pot and the handle of the Spaetzel maker. And we're just gonna go back and forth. And it'll come off eventually. Trust the process. I give it a little push as I go. We're starting to fall off. Keep going back and forth until you get all that in there. Now again, like I said, if you don't have a Spaetzel maker, you could just get yourself a cheese grater or colander, anything like that. But you kind of want to go over the pot, so it might take some setting up to do it safely. I think the colander would probably work really, really good if you had a smaller pot, and then you just put it in there and scrape it through with a rubber spatula. It's spinning on me. It's the only problem with these flat top stoves. Now you want to have on the ready a slotted spoon to get these out of here. And they're just about, I got more in there, but I don't want to overcook these guys. So you just want to cook them in here a little bit. You don't want to overcook them. But this is what they look like. I'll show you up close once I take these guys out. You don't want to overcook them. Basically, the spatzel floats when it is done. And this is a floating. So I want to show you what it looks like here. It's kind of hard in the light, but that's what it looks like. And we're just going to put that right into a pot with some butter. Melted butter on low to keep it warm. And that's what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on a time lapse and we're going to get this all done. Okay guys, so the spatzel's done and this is what it looks like. Well, hold on, let me move you guys around here a little bit because the microphone's casting a shadow. Anyways, this is what it looks like and it's absolutely delicious. Okay guys, so the spatzel's done and I got both of these racked into a new vessel, nice and clean. Nice airlocks, new airlocks on them. They're going to sit for another week. I imagine by tonight I'll start to see it clearing, coming down. So this is just going to clear up and I bet you in the next week it'll be ready to give another taste test to and to bottle. So there's one other thing that I wanted to show you guys before I get off of here today. Hold on. And that is this loaf of chocolate sourdough. I just finished it up today. It's absolutely gorgeous. The little white stuff in there is white chocolate chips, and this is a rich dark chocolate sourdough. As you can see the back, it's so pretty. So I'm really proud of this. Somebody just literally tagged me in this recipe on Facebook yesterday, and I knew I had to make it. My question for you guys is, would you like a nice how-to, step-by-step on making sourdough bread, a nice simple sourdough bread? It doesn't have to be this guy. It's just going to be a simple sourdough to get you all started. Let me know in the comments down below if that's something that you would enjoy. I think that I could have it ready for you guys next Wednesday, but I just kind of want to know if that's something you'd like. So leave that and let me know, because that's going to take me a couple days to get together. Sourdough's not a one-day thing, so let me know. Next week when we get together, if you want the sourdough video, I will do that. And we will also catch up on this hard cider and see how it is turning out. I guess that's gonna end today's video, guys. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you're getting ready for the winter weather that's coming next week. I think it's gonna hit most of the country. We're gonna be pretty frigid. So I hope you guys are ready for that. We're gonna spend some time in the kitchen next week. Oh, got my trusty taste testers here. They're playing Uno. So. All right, guys, with that, I'm gonna hop off here for today because I gotta get the rest of dinner ready. Hope you have a great day and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.